Failure to support this legislation is a failure to protect Australians. We must not forget who we are dealing with here. Islamic State horrified the world. It enslaved thousands of people. It burned captives alive and filmed it. Individuals who left Australia to join this organisation celebrated these acts and actively took part in them. 13 of them are reported to be held in prison in Baghdad. It is reported they may soon be released from custody and may seek to return to Australia. My amendment with regards to this section of Bill's committee report. I move the motion, One Nation is a party of principle. One of our most important principles is putting Australians and their interests first. Their freedom, their rights, their safety, the security of our nation. These are not only our principles, they should be national principles. Unfortunately, we have a Labor government which is deliberately and actively compromising these principles. This is why One Nation has introduced the Protecting Australians from Foreign Terrorist Fighters Bill. This legislation is based on the principle of keeping Australians safe from people who would do them harm. We are acting where the Labor government is refusing to act. Labor has denied assisting the return of terrorists who supported the ISIS terrorist group. Labor has in fact actively assisted their return. Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke has said the law leaves him with no choice but to permit their return. One Nation's legislation aims to fix the law so that it gives the minister the ability to prevent their return. One Nation's legislation aims to fix the law and it should be this Parliament's first responsibility to make laws that keep Australians safe. That's another principle behind this bill. Labor and the Greens claim One Nation's legislation is unconstitutional. The government has not tabled any advice to this effect. Their claim is also contrary to advice One Nation has received and contrary to public comments made by people who know a lot more about the Constitution than Labor or the Greens. We're very happy for the constitutional validity of One Nation's bill to be examined. That's why we are moving this amendment. In the end, only the High Court can determine the matter, but at the very least the Legal and Constitutional Affairs Committee can consider these issues. Instead of making excuses about letting terrorists into Australia, Labor should be doing everything possible to prevent it. If the law is a problem, then change it. Stop worrying about your precious Muslim votes in Western Sydney. Act on principle instead of your cheap, grubby politics. Stop putting Australians in danger. Act on what Australians want you to do. Keep them safe and keep terrorists out of our country. Failure to support this legislation is a failure to protect Australians. We must not forget who we are dealing with here. Islamic State horrified the world. It enslaved thousands of people. It burned captives alive and filmed it. Individuals who left Australia to join this organisation celebrated these acts and actively took part in them. 13 of them are reported to be held in prison in Baghdad. It is reported they may soon be released from custody and may seek to return to Australia. One Nation's legislation is aimed at putting in place every possible barrier to prevent their return and to protect Australians. It creates a new foreign terrorist fighter exclusion order for which the minister may apply to the federal court. The bill creates stronger bail laws, making community safety and national security the most important factors. The legislation gives the minister the power to refuse, cancel or suspend passports where an exclusion order is enforced or if an individual is charged with or convicted of a terrorism offence. And finally, One Nation's bill makes it an offence to facilitate bringing a foreign terrorist fighter into Australia without the prior written permission of the Foreign Minister or the Minister for Home Affairs. These are sensible and necessary measures. So if any member votes against this referral, is anti-Australian and supports the ISIS fighters by not doing everything we can legally to keep them out of the country. These are sensible and necessary measures. I ask that the Senate support this amendment in the best interest of the Australian people.